Hello. Recording in progress. Wow.
Yo.
That's a super stereo. I can hear myself in my own brain. Hang on.
That's a good thing, right?
Like I was some sort of omnipresent brain,
right.
Not just my normal brain.
The hive mind.
Yeah. Super hive. Hang on. Get rid of this off the screen.
Got your goggles on, boy?
Special cool glasses, isn't I?
Yeah.
Got these bad boys.
I think I could do them. Knackered. Whoa. It's like I've stepped into the future, but I was only in 1976. Cool. And some serious goggles. You look like something out of Daft Punk.
You were Daft Punk.
Work it, not gonna make it better.
All right.
Yeah, cool.
Super cool. Cool Matt's back.
No, cool Matt. Welcome back, here, Cool Matt. What are they for? Snowboarding?
Snowboarding, yeah. They are my.
Therefore, exploring Mars.
I can't even remember what these ones are called. Oakley
giant goggles.
Yeah, Oakley Ultra goggles. These aren't even the really big ones.
There's my God.
Bigger ones, and like ultra matte. Like they went through a bit of a fashion of being like the more massive they were, the more fashionable they were. And then they go in the helmet and everything. And you've got like this big
giant bobblehead.
Yeah,
like a mascot head.
Massive bobble Swede. So there I am.
Looking good.
I'm not sure I'll keep these on. They're a bit annoying to look through, but
yeah,
give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. Why not?
See how long you last. We're 3 minutes in.
Okay, let's try.
See how far you get. Yeah,
what's going on?
I'm absolutely smashed.
You're bushed.
I'm tired.
Right, tired.
Super
so you can't tell how tired I am because of my Superfly Oakley goggles on. My bug eyes. I'm all right. So I got back at 2:00 this morning.
Yeah.
Quite a long drive from the air.
On repeat in the car. Yeah,
for 3.5 hours that was.
I played that voice clip to Harrison and he was laughing. And I said that you lost round 5.
Yeah, again. I lost all the rounds. Never mind.
Yeah.
It only came on once in my journey, but it was
on the radio
the whole time. Yep.
Cool.
I'll tell you why. Because on the radio they had the Salzburg Electro Festival or something like that, which was on at the Salzburg Ring, which is the racetrack that's local to him. So they had a big festival. First time it's been on since Corona struck down upon thee.
That's cool.
We had a big festival, yeah. So we'll see if everything goes back into lockdown now, or if that success or not. I assume they had all fully tested everything and passports and all that stuff.
Super spreader event.
Yes, I would imagine that was very spready. If there was any spreading to be done, they would have been spreading.
I'm going to get that song because I just want to hear it.
Clip of it. So that was cool. So I listened to that, and then at the very, very end, it was like almost the very end of my journey. That came on. I was like, oh, sweet, just to finish off. Very good. I overestimated how much of a pain everything else would be except for the drive. I was like, oh, that'd be cool. I'll just cruise over there.
Yeah.
Like 3.5 hour drive.
At midnight.
But all the other stuff was fine, yeah. And then I got in the van on the way back at like 10:30 or something like that. So I arrived at like 2ish. It was a long one, boy. That's right. Next time I'll go from Salzburg probably, or Munich.
Yeah.
München.
So the song that we're talking about, if you couldn't get it from the impression, the club version.
Delicious Angel Voices.
It's called Head and Heart, and it's by Joel Corry and MNEK. And it goes.
Uncanny.
That's enough of that, otherwise I'll have to pay for it.
Oh yeah, we're going to get ejected from YouTube, aren't we?
That's cool.
YouTube? Well, both.
That's a
Instagram
tune.
and YouTube.
That's a tune, man.
Yeah, So that was all right. Trip was all right. And then got up a little bit late because I probably didn't get to bed until about 3.
Oosh.
And then I wanted to train this morning, but that turned into midday. And then it was the monster juggernaut one.
Man.
But pretty low intensity stuff. Although bench was pretty good. Bench. I wasn't on my program, 90 for 8, but
just went off piste with that one, did you?
Let's go off piste with that one. Yeah, let's do a little bit of a diversion, a little bit of a diversionary tactic. Hit that one. 95 is because you did like 90 something for, what did you do? 93 for
91
5?
for 7.
91 for 7. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Slipped a 1 on there.
Yeah.
Slipped a sneaky 1 either side. 91 for 7. So that's almost exactly the same, isn't it? And I think that was about all I had in the bank for that. I did 72.5 for 8.
Yeah.
77 maybe for 8. And then 80 for 8. And then 90 for 8.
Whammied for 8.
Yeah. And then just other miscellaneous stuff after that. Some shrugs and rows and stuff. That was cool. Well, that's good.
Some bullshit.
Yeah, just a bunch of bullshit. And then this afternoon, because my physical performance at CrossFit was so disastrous, I went for a little run jog.
Yeah.
See if I could up my game a little bit, just a little one.
How's that pan out?
20. I always like to think I'm faster than I am.
Yeah.
And now I'm really not as fast as I thought I was.
No, I definitely like to think I'm fast.
No, I'm definitely not. But that was all right. There's the 400-meter running tracks just down the road. So I popped down there, set the old watch for 20 minutes. I was just looking at triathlon stuff, but I don't want to like completely deviate from what I'm doing because that doesn't make any sense. So I just thought, well, I'll just add a little bit of triathlon type movement, and then I'll be getting prepped for the future.
Yeah.
I just did 20 minutes running at like one. I was trying to keep it below 150 on the heart rate monitor. I'm not sure how super accurate that like IR wrist based one is that I've got.
Yeah.
But it turned into more like 160, and then some dude ran onto the track in front of me, and then it turned into 170, and I was like, good one.
Because you were trying to keep up with him.
Yeah. But he only did 1 lap, and then he turned off again. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
So just fucked your whole session.
Yeah, so it just ruined the whole thing because I was trying to keep up with him who's doing 1 lap. And I just did like only 3.2 kilometers or something in 20 minutes, just cruise around. As a start. All right. And my calves feel all right, and my hip feels all right. My trainers, I think I could probably do with some better trainers with a bit more cushion. Just
running spikes.
Ankles, yeah, some spikes.
Well, you're
rip round there.
Pretty much a pro 400-meter runner now, so got to have all the gear.
Why not? Done it once, haven't I? Do it. Go to the Olympics now.
Yeah.
Easy. Sounds all right. Done that. Tomorrow, nothing on that front except for deadlift, and then on Tuesday I will probably go out on my bicycle.
Yeah.
Just keep the old heart ticking over.
Which bicycle are you going? Road bike or mountain bike?
Probably the road bicycle because I broke the YT at the bike park somehow. I don't know how. I had 2 stupid little crashes, and I think something maybe whacked the derailleur, like the gears. So I need to have a look at that. I think it's bent. That's the cable.
Not like
so the cable doesn't pull through. No,
it's very out of character to break a bike.
Normal to just stay on the bike and not break anything, but these things happen sometimes.
Yeah.
What can I say? What can I say? This is too peak for me, dude. I have to.
Done. Oh, on the head's quite cool. You look like a fighter pilot. I'm going to call you Goose.
or one of those signal dudes.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that. I don't know what that song was. It felt like Top Gun, but then again, it sounded a bit more like Lord of the Rings.
It was Top Gun-ish. They were lowering him down in the old. So yeah, broke that bike. I have got my other little Kona, my little green bike, but that one is broken too. So probably the road bike, because my motocross bike's broken as well. So of course, that's what happens when you use all your stuff; it all breaks. It's what happens when I use all my stuff; it all breaks.
Yeah. So Just fair warning to anybody: don't lend Matthew anything with 2 wheels.
I look after people's stuff. Other people's stuff I look after.
Yeah.
My stuff. It's only me to blame. So,
sure, if Mum was here, she'd tell the story about how you used to wheelie her bike around and buckle the shit out of her wheels.
I may or may not have hit a person on the pavement on their bike. Yeah. Splat myself. Never mind. That's how I got that scar.
Yeah. Splatted the pavement.
Dude, it was like a wall. Whacked him about 30 mile an hour, rode into that dude, and he was like, "You better get out of it." I was like, "Oh,
Okay.
okay, I'll go." And I tried to hide the cut from Mum and wash it all out in the shower because my face was like covered in claret. Couldn't hide it obviously because it was covered in claret. We had to go to the hospital, and the guy at the hospital missed with the anaesthetic, so they stitched up the old gash
Beak
without any anaesthetic. That was good.
Eesh.
Unpleasant. He was like, "What are you complaining for?" I was like, "Well, I can feel every time the needle goes in. How's that?" I'll give you anaesthetic. Yeah, it didn't work. Thank you. That was good.
I think I had that when I chopped my finger. I remember it being incredibly painful when they stitched it back up.
Yeah, could be.
Like it wasn't numb, for sure. It
Not
hurt
from the
it hurt from
4
being
hours of
for 4
freezing
hours.
cold water. Yeah.
Yeah. Surprised that finger even survives, to be honest.
Frozen finger, the frozen digit, or the conker as well. That one went under the tap as well, didn't it? You skewered your hand with a conker.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Tea towel around it, skewer back in the drawer. Yeah, I remember it. Oh, I remember it.
I remember that time
it well.
when I put a skewer through my hand.
I remember the
all
skewer
the way
going
through
in there and going like that, and then going boop. There's a conker attached to my hand.
And who pulled it out? Did you pull it out?
I can't remember. I think I
Was
must
either
have
me or
pulled it
you?
out.
Because it was only us two there, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Oh.
So it's coming up to conker season. So if you have children around the age of, I don't know how old it would have been, 7, 8, 9,
Yeah.
something like that.
Well, you may be a little bit smaller, maybe. Yeah, 6 or 7.
Don't just please supervise them if they're trying to put conkers on strings.
Well, how do you put a conker on a string? Anyway, would you like hit a nail through it or what?
Yeah, maybe.
Like
I mean, it's
thread
not going to be something little kids should be doing on their own. I don't think. Little drill, skewer, nail. You can't tie the string around the outside of it. That's just kind of losing a game of conkers, isn't it?
You're going to
No
go
way.
down, then you're not going to have any numbers on your conker, are
And
you?
you vinegar the shit out of it, bake it, vinegar it, varnish it. What they used to do? Do all that, didn't they? Soak it in.
I think that's a bit overrated, though. I think if you just had a good one,
Yeah,
even without the vinegaring.
And the little
you were
ones were
on.
good. Like I used to think like the big ones were good, but the big ones were soft.
Yeah, and the big ones explode, don't they, with a good shot?
Yeah.
And just
There's little ones you got to look out for.
Death Star.
Yeah. So
Forgot
is it autumn? Is it autumn that the conkers have come out?
Yeah.
It's like pumpkin spice latte season, all that kind of stuff.
22nd of September, isn't it? End of summer. Is that right?
It's game over. Summer didn't start, did it? Here, anyway. I didn't see it. If it did, I missed it.
You had some hot days then, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw them out my window of the spare room.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I remember first year when I was working in the garden. Cool. Man, I was tanned. Not so much jacked, but I was tanned.
Mainly tanned.
Super
Gravy.
tanned.
Gravy colour.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that was good. Couldn't get out in the garden this year and work. Just people don't appreciate it when you're on the garden and the garden furniture on a Zoom meeting. You in the garden? Yeah.
No, it's a background, mate.
Yeah.
Put a background on.
Put a background on.
It's a garden background. There's loads of that, isn't it? People put like underground bunkers in there.
Yeah. Hear the seagulls squawking.
They put underground bunker in the background, pretending that they're not in an underground bunker. It's like, I know you're in an underground bunker. What are you doing there? Or some penthouse suite. They tricked me the first couple of times. God damn, what's this dude live?
Cool, he's got a nice house.
Yeah, nice place, dude. And then you could see like this some sort of goblin moving around in the background, kind of like something's moving in the background, like predators moving in the background, like there's a bunch of kids there and the whole thing's upside down.
Yeah, and then the blurred background glitches and you can just see his pants on a fucking clothes horse. Are they your pants? Just pop them down.
Beautiful pants.
I was on Instagram earlier on and I just scrolled through and people are obviously, they're all going out on it's bank holiday here, isn't it, tomorrow? So they're all like going out, getting smashed tonight.
Out.
And then someone took a photo of himself like getting ready to go out, and just in the bottom right hand corner, like there was a mirror in the background, and in the mirror I could see a reflection of their ironing board, and below the mirror was just like pants and socks.
A pile of dirty pants and socks.
just tidy that shit up. That's like when people sell in their house and then they get photos taken. They don't fucking tidy up. It's like, this house is a shithole. Take some photos of it. It's like, oh, that's appealing. Yeah, I can just really picture all my shit all over the floor. Actually,
yeah, just imagine it. Just imagine.
Yeah,
just taking from one paradise to another. Yeah,
scoop me across.
Or when they do the picture so you can't actually see the room, like they take it so it's like a corner of a room. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I can really imagine that. How that's going to look. How that's going to pan out into the four corners of this beautiful, luxurious room.
But you know,
dirty cobweb spider corner.
When that estate agent took that photo, it's not like they walked into the middle of the room, like, because they try and get the very best shot, or some of the good ones anyway, try and make that look the very best it possibly can. And they don't just walk in, like, take a photo. They like get as far back into the fucking corner of the room as they can, make it look as big as they can.
Gigantic. Yeah.
And then you actually go to that place, and it's like, where was the dude standing? Was he standing like outside this room? Like standing outside the window
with a periscope. Yeah, there's some magicians in the real estate game, that's for sure. Like I say, some stuff I'm like, hang on a minute. Well, they're also car dealers do it as well, don't they? Like, is that the same car? Like, looks like it. Okay, so here it looks immaculate, and here it looks like you just dragged it out of a swamp in real life. So what happened in between it? Has it been on sale for 10 years in a swamp? Right. Special test techniques.
Yep. So I've got two topics this week. One of them was you actually came over for a visit. If anybody's been paying attention to Instagram.
Can have a pop like everybody else does when I come over to visit. Why didn't you leave it so long?
Well, there was a fucking pandemic.
Boy, sweetheart.
Yeah.
That
was cool. So that was good. Good week.
A lot of training. I was totting up the training, and in 3 actual complete days, we trained 4 times. That's pretty good.
We did, because we did a morning in the box and an evening at home, didn't we?
And then we did a morning in the box when I went off program again, didn't I? Steered hard right off my program. Yeah, I'm just going to go and do my program. Oh yeah, we're going to do this. Okay, I'll do that. And they got smashed. Pairs smashing. And then we trained in the box on Friday, didn't we?
Yeah, because you did the thing that you were meant to do on Thursday.
Yeah, on Thursday. And now I've got to do the other thing I was meant to do tomorrow, which is the start of the next week. But it'll be okay. Yeah. Go for this full deadlifter.
Well, I finished. Yeah, I did overhead press today. Nothing particularly exciting. I think I actually only got, I've written down 5 reps, but I think I got 6.
Broken record, your overhead press, dude. You won't listen to me on this one, will you?
I'll just put the numbers down.
Put more volume in.
More volume.
Numbers down, volume in.
More volume with less weight. I do quite a bit of overhead stuff, generally.
Maybe that's the other problem.
Too much. Less volume. Less volume. You either need to do more volume or less volume.
Or less volume with more weight or less weight.
Yeah. Okay. What about more volume with more weight?
Yeah, that also works. Yeah.
Less volume with less weight.
If you can recover.
That's good. Yeah, so I'm a day. Well, I'm not a day behind. I just had a rest day yesterday rather than today. But it feels like I'm coming into the week behind, because I should have got
coming in
wrapped up.
I'm going in behind. I will finish tomorrow, and then I'll do my deload week, and it won't let me look at what it is yet. They're
Won't
not
let
very
you look.
D-loady anymore.
No,
Yeah,
no,
doesn't
darling.
doesn't
You
let you
can't
go
see this.
into the future. You can see the current stuff. Like I can see the next day, but I can't see into the next week. Once you start a week, then you can see all the stuff in the week. Apart from when you don't sleep and then you tell it like, yeah, I slept 2 hours last night, and it goes, okay, change.
No. This is
I haven't
not
had
for
one
you.
where I've managed to put over 8 hours. I don't know what happens then. Maybe you get like 1 million sets. It gives me 10 million sets when I only sleep 6. So, can you hear some buzzing in the background? Not me.
I can hear some. I don't know. I can hear a lot, and this microphone picks up a lot of background stuff. I don't think it actually translates through to the recording, but I often hear like stuff whipping about. Whipping about. So now you've done the jaunt over. Was it worth the coronaring and the testing and all the guff that went along with it?
I just wrote a little review of it. Actually, it was easier than I thought, which was good. And I could do it a lot cheaper now that I understand what the system is and what they actually need, because I paid for like a PCR test this side, and I think you can use the free PCR test, I think, that the council offer, which will be okay. That saves like €90 or something like that. And then would probably get a different day 2 test as well, just whatever the cheapest one is that they send you, because I guess it's all the same, isn't it? Like they sent that one to you from Boots, but you get any other company to send one to you as well. So
yeah,
do that, bring the old cost down a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I'll try and go from one of the closer airports as well, because that 3-hour drive was okay. The drive's all right. It's super easy. It's all just motorway drive, but it takes a long time.
Not late at night.
And it's
Not
like,
night. It's not so bad.
It's all right. It's okay.
It's okay.
Just cruised over, but it's just long, isn't it? 3 hours, man. That was like, then the day I left at 1, left on the train at 1 from Thetford and got here at 2. So it's like 13 hours for a 2-hour flight. It's a little bit over the top, isn't it? Like, I think going from Barcelona, it'd be like half an hour to the airport, 2 hours on the plane, and then half an hour the other side to get out, and then another hour, and that's it.
Yeah.
So like a 5-hour trip compared to a 12-hour trip. It's quite a big difference.
Yeah.
So I'll see if where they go to in Salzburg. Maybe, I think they fly direct to the UK, but they fly to like Heathrow or Gatwick. But I think you can still get quite a fast train out of Heathrow to maybe Norwich or somewhere.
Yeah.
Because that worked all right. The train bit works okay, because that's pretty fast, pretty easy. But that was a couple of hours on the train. It was like a couple of hours on the train, then a couple of hours at the airport. Then you have to leave a bunch of room as well, don't you, for the train, in case the train breaks down. So, but yeah, it was okay. It was good. What? So I'll see one of these other options. Maybe go from Germany. The airport in Germany is like 2 hours as well.
Okay.
To get there. So Salzburg would be good, because that's like 30 minutes. That would be my preference.
Mum was talking about she was looking at coming over when all is settled with coronary stuff. Yeah, okay. That'd be cool.
I think if they're like
sleep
double, yeah, why not? Got a sofa, got a bed. I think if they're double vaccinated, then it's only like, because on the way back you don't need anything. On the way back you just have your vaccination, like your EU certificate, and get on the plane, and that's it. So that was really cool, because on the way out, then I had to show the other test and the vaccination thing and the day 2 test and all that stuff, and do the passenger locator form. But on the way back, super easy. And then hopefully it turns into that both directions, and then you haven't got to really do anything. And then it's all back to normal. The mask on the plane is a little bit grim. Yeah, 2 hours. And then with a mask on the whole trip, basically, with a mask when you're on the train, on the plane, in the airport. But it's okay. I'll probably get a test.
So it's coming into the UK that is the pain in the ass, is it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's basically
going back. You just waving a bit of paper at people, and then away you go.
On even going into the UK, you're waving a bit of paper. It's just like 4 bits of paper instead of 1, and like it's super fast on the way back out of the UK, because they just check your like EU certificate in the queue, give you a little slip, and that's it. Nothing else. They don't check anywhere else. You still, because I thought you had to go to the check-in to like check all the paperwork and stuff. So I thought everybody had to go to check-in, because Colin said when he's flying, he couldn't do an online check-in. but I did online check-in, and then I was like standing in the queue. It's a huge queue, man, because everyone's like, they've changed the rules on Ryanair now with bags, so you can only take a really small bag on the flight if you're like non-priority, and then priority gets 2 bags, and then there's like obviously check-in bags. I thought, oh, man, I've got to wait in this queue, and there was only like 5 desks open, and the queue was gigantic. I had like an hour and a half. I was thinking I'm going to probably be in this queue for an hour and a half. So I thought, oh, I'll go and risk it and see if I can just go through, and hopefully I don't need to show them my paperwork, because you can upload all your documents to the Ryanair website before, and then it shows on the boarding pass that you've uploaded stuff. And I think then they just go, things upload stuff. Okay. It basically is all your responsibility now. So in Austria, they wouldn't let look like maybe like a Taiwanese or a Chinese guy onto the plane, because he didn't have an EU passport, and he didn't have double vaccination, and he didn't have any like letter or anything to say why he was going to Austria. So I'm not sure if he got on the plane in the end or not. So he got to the gate and then found out that maybe he couldn't go, and it's all your responsibility basically. So if they'd let him on the plane, what would happen is he'd let him on the plane, then he gets to the other side, and they'd been like, okay, where's your work contract or whatever it is, whatever you're coming for, and he'd have been like, I haven't got one. They'd be like, okay, stay there then, mate. And that was the end of his trip. So he was in a bit of a state, because they basically put it all on you, basically. Just that little check at the gate, and otherwise you're getting on, and then when you get the other side, you have to have everything, or they don't let you in. So
yeah,
okay. It was much easier than I thought in the end. I thought they would be checking more detail on the test and stuff like that, but they haven't got time. So I think as long as you've got a PCR test, like the more accurate test, let you on. And if you've got a vaccination, then
make it easy. Make it easy.
So now I just need to find a close airport, an easy airport, because the parking was a bit expensive there as well. Park the van there, but it was like go on the train. The train's like €60 each way, or drive and park, and then I haven't got to worry about the train breaking down and all that stuff. So
you've got to think about trains breaking down.
Well, I went on one once and it broke down on the way to the airport.
That's why.
So, so that's why I have a phobia about that. So I went super early with the train. But yeah, it's easier than I thought.
That's cool.
So that's cool. So now I just need to get a closer one and make it a bit cheaper. Good to go. I might try the Spanish one. I think that's probably even easier. So I think there you don't need anything apart from the EU certificate. That's it. No problem.
What do you mean going to try the Spanish one? Like go to
just do a trip to Spain.
Oh, a trip to Spain.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Just do a trip to Spain. Yeah.
Thought you meant you were going to drive to Spain to get the plane from Spain.
It's a 2-day drive. That it's a 2-day drive. It's like 1,500 kilometers or something like that. Class. And one of the ways you have to go through Switzerland, they're a bit grouchy in Switzerland, so then you have to go all the way over the top around Germany and down. That's a long old drive. It doesn't look that far, but it takes a long time. Yeah. So,
it's a lot less scarier without the Romanian knife wielding gypsy drivers.
Yeah, that wasn't ideal. Not my favourite trip. No, that was not ideal. So we'll just drive myself next time. Okay. Yeah, that was just nuts. Story for another day.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
What else have I done? Did you see any of the Jake Paul stuff? Jake Paul and Ben Askren stuff?
No, I am aware Jake Paul is the YouTuber turned boxer.
Mm-hmm. So he knocked out. There was a big fuss about him fighting Ben Askren a little while ago.
Oh yeah, didn't Ben like sort of turn up and he was like, well, whatever, I'm just here if I can get paid and just do whatever. Did he just
basically earn $1 million to get knocked out basically in a couple of punches? Didn't really train or anything. But I think people were expecting to do well.
Is this recently, or is this a little
that was a while ago?
Yeah, because I remember.
But what's happened since?
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
I watched the Sivan, Josh Bridges and Matt Fraser podcast, and they spoke about that a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So I have. They basically said he just wasn't in very good shape, and he just basically turned up to get paid.
Yeah, well, he's not a striker, basically. I think he was quite clever, and he thought he could go in there, and basically he couldn't get hit by this guy. He's not really like a super high level boxer, although he's good. Like he's quite good.
He's been training,
Yeah, he's been. You can see he's been training. He's into it. He's putting the time in. So he's not a super pro level boxer, but he take care of your man on the street. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. So to then put that guy away as well was pretty good. But his training partner Ben Askren is Tyrone Woodley. Have you heard of Tyrone Woodley from your? Have you? Yeah, he was in your MMA sphere when you were following closely. He's now fighting Tyrone Woodley, who was a bit of a different story to Ben Askren, because Ben Askren's not a striker; he's just a straight wrestler.
Yeah,
but Tyrone Woodley was like multiple time welterweight champion, I think. And they're going to fight today. And apparently, Jake Paul said something about his mum. So he's probably going to be in trouble.
So who else has this guy fought? Has he fought Mayweather, or is he going to fight Mayweather? Because I know Mayweather.
That was his brother, Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So there's two YouTube brothers.
Gotcha.
And his brother fought Mayweather.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they called it an exhibition fight. But actually, he put up quite a good display against Mayweather. Yeah, basically. It's amazing, really. It's all about that. They're doing a crazy job of making a lot of money out of this fight, like an incredible job.
Yeah.
But the Logan Paul Mayweather one, I think, made a lot of money. And I'm not sure about these Jake Paul Askren and Jake Paul Tyrone Woodley, but this will be interesting to see what he does with Tyrone Woodley, because Tyrone Woodley's pretty high level striker. Like he's like an all round MMA guy, wrestling and striking. Obviously, Jake Paul is more straight boxing, but that'll be interesting. I think that's something like.
So the other fights, or that is in my brain, is Eddie Hall was going to fight Hafthor Julius Bjornsson, wasn't he? But then Eddie Hall got a torn bicep. Did you see that?
I didn't see it. I was reading about
detached
it and saw
bicep.
that it got cancelled. Detached bicep.
Yeah, so I think it was detached bicep. So Eddie Hall was training. They're both obviously training like the balls off, and you see the difference in Thor is just like unbelievable. And then there's a video of Eddie sparring, and he threw like a jab or something with his left arm, and then all of a sudden he was like, "Ow!" And then I think he like went live when he was having his bicep reattached. So he did the video of because everyone was like, "Oh, you're just a pussy. You're just pulling out because of this, and that." And he's like, "Motherfucker, like my bicep came off." So
that's crazy.
There's some other footage of him then like just rehabbing it. So he's coming back, rehabbing it. But it's September, I think, that this fight is happening. And there was talk of Thor was going to fight Mariusz Pudzianowski.
Okay.
Which would have been cool, even though the guy's like, how old's he? Because he's still like
40 plus now.
Yeah.
He was like mid-20s, wasn't he, when he was competing in strongman? But that was 20
And then he
years
did
ago.
MMA, right?
Yeah, he did MMA with M1 Global, I think. But was not a very high level. Like he's strong, obviously, but skill-wise, not the greatest.
I'm going to.
But that's a long time in the bank if he's just been training and doing that stuff. Then, like for Hafthor as well, then probably some catching up to do there.
So he's now fighting a chap called Devon Larratt, Larratt.
Okay.
Who I believe
is that a powerlifter or something?
Is an arm wrestler,
jiu-jitsu guy,
possibly.
Okay.
Yeah, arm wrestler. So he's fighting this guy, Devon Larratt, Dev Larratt on Instagram. But on the undercard is Jacob Hepner versus Josh Bridges. So two CrossFitters. Yeah, and Josh Bridges is he's well up for it.
He's an ex-Marine as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is he Marine or Navy SEAL? Shouldn't get that wrong.
He was a SEAL. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Hepner is what?
So Jacob Hepner is also he was a CrossFit Games competitor, and he now does like the tactical games. So he's quite well known on YouTube because he's quite a good he's a good personality, and he's got a good following on YouTube. But he does he's like been competing in tactical games. So he's retired from CrossFit, but he does. So tactical games is like they do shooting, and then like they like as fitness as well. So they're like run with their guns, and they have to get a certain accuracy on shots and go to another place and do certain stuff with all their kit on, and it's like it's pretty cool actually.
Is he ex-military? Oh.
I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure. I don't believe he is.
That could be an interesting night for him then.
Yeah, but they've both been training. They're both, super fit.
Yeah, but there's a difference between being super fit and being a Navy SEAL and not being a Navy SEAL. Because they're trained in like hand-to-hand combat, aren't they, as well?
And then on the card also is Avril Mathy, who I don't know who she is, so apologies to her. But Steffi Cohen is fighting her.
Oh, nice. Yeah. She's been training hard, and she's been training with Jake Bostwick, who is amazing that he's fighting still, because I went to see him fight in the Troxy in 2004, something like that. Yeah. On a Cage Warriors Contenders, was it? What was the one? Cage Rage, sorry. Cage Rage Contenders. And original, like old school stuff, and he was fighting there. And then I just came across him the other day via a post that I was looking at with Steffi Cohen, because they were training together. And now he's in the States doing the BKFC stuff, isn't he? The bare knuckle fight championship stuff. And he just fought the guy who was on one of the Ultimate Fighters, the Just Let Me Bang Bro guy. Did you see that series of Ultimate Fighter? When the guy's going like, just let me bang, bro, just want to bang. And he fought Jake Bostwick.
That was a fucking great show.
It's crazy.
Just stick a load
I think it's still on there.
Stick a load of amateur MMA fighters in the same house and just let them fight. It's like Big Brother, but fucking good.
Wow. Yeah, Big Brother, but like literally on steroids. That's crazy. I've got
then you've got like Matt Serra just like kicking it like the coaches always fight, and like they're ripping doors off the fucking hinges and stuff. It's amazing.
I've got the first one on DVD box set.
Is that the one with the guy who had the grenade tattoo? What was his name?
War Machine.
Something like that. I'm sure one of those guys died.
I don't think War Machine died.
Yeah,
he's in prison.
Yeah, one of the two. So if something bad happens, I mean, something bad probably happens to a lot of those guys. Like they're wired up different, man.
Yeah. And Chris Lieben was in the first one. Chris Lieben, Forrest Griffin, Stephan Bonner, Diego Sanchez,
that was it. Forrest Griffin and Stephan Bonner in the final, weren't they?
Yeah, in the final. Yeah,
and they just
Kenny
absolutely
as well.
like stood up and just banged for like 10 fucking minutes straight. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, they changed. Apparently, that like night basically changed MMA forever. Basically, like that season finale of that, because it was then on Spike TV, and apparently, like the ratings just went completely insane when they were because they put on pretty awesome fight, and it just went nuts after that. Apparently. And they did all sorts of series in there of those, but I've only got that very first one on DVD, and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah,
old school. Yeah, pretty sick.
Good.
I'm watching now.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Now,
I don't know how we
fighter. Coming up next.
Said Tyron Woodley, Jake Paul would be cool. If I think, I'm going to see that's one. That'd be cool. A little bit more interested in that one than the Jake Paul Ben Askren one, because Tyron Woodley has got some hands, boy.
Yes.
I can't see that.
Boom. It's a savage phone put down.
Up and down like a yo-yo again. Yo-yizzle.
So yesterday I went to the Suffolk Games in Suffolk.
Where in Suffolk?
In Trinity Park in Ipswich. And the Suffolk Games is a functional fitness competition. And it was a teams event.
Not a CrossFit competition.
I don't think they can call it CrossFit. I don't think they can put that on there.
Not affiliated.
There wasn't a barbell anywhere, and there wasn't any pull-ups involved.
Throw down.
It's more like
I like the idea.
Yeah, it's more like you don't need those skills to compete. So you don't need to be able to do, like, obviously with CrossFit, there's like skill levels, aren't there? Like handstand push-ups, handstand walks, pull-ups, butterfly pull-ups, muscle-ups, all that kind of stuff that goes along with it. But this is more like, well, it was a team event, so you had to work as a team, obviously. But it's things like, oh crap, I can't even remember what they even did now. like
I saw
dragon,
some sort of tire pull.
yeah,
thing,
dragon tires,
some
synchro
water
kettlebell swings,
barrels,
yeah,
carrying stuff,
jerry can deadlifts, carries, yeah, all that kind of stuff, like thrusters with plates and things like that. So it was like outdoors, and it rained a lot, and people were doing it in the rain, which was crazy. Like dead ball cleans and stuff. And yeah, it was really, really good. We had 3 teams competing from the box I go to. So 3 teams from CrossFit Great Yarmouth. And I did
which was the other team then?
So the last team who
he dies.
So we had If He Dies, He Dies, which was Olga, Darren, Tanya, and Matt. And then we had CrossFit GY, which was, or GY CrossFit or CF Great Yarmouth, I can't remember what they called it, but it was, the imagination was running dry when they named their team. I think they just panicked, which was Chris, Sutty, Yasmin, and Daisy. And then the third team, which was like CFGY 2.0, was Luke, who does primitive athletic development, and Sweeney Sports Performance. So it's him, Jacob, who's a really good all-round CrossFit dude, and Jen and Gemma, one of the Gemmers who goes there. And they came 9th out of 70 something people, that team. So that was pretty good.
And Yasmin's team came 16th, no? Out of 70.
I think that was Olga's team. So If He Dies, He Dies came 16th. And then Chris, Yasmin, Sati, and Daisy, something like 29th. So everybody was in like the top
pretty good,
half for the competition. But yeah, I was talking to a chap who I haven't seen in about 17 years. He was there, we used to work with, and he was saying, oh, like, would you fancy doing this competition? And I was like, yeah, I quite would, but I'm rehabbing an injury. And I think it would probably be like a mistake right now for me to do a competition, because I just get carried away. And in the moment, you think it's really fucking important. But I was on the sidelines spectating this event, and there was a guy right in front of me trying to do tire flips and deadlift carries with jerry cans and dead balls and stuff. And the guy was fucking limping. Like, he was hobbling along, grimacing. And no disrespect to the guy, he's not going to win that competition. Like, he turned up not being able to win that competition.
Yeah.
Like, he went there for fun, but he was literally, his fucking leg was fucked. Like, you could see the pain in his face trying to do it. And I just thought, somebody needs to tag that motherfucker out. Like, tag him out. There,
he
cannot see how unimportant that is.
Yeah, like, in the grand scheme of things.
In the grand scheme of things, to finish that. But I, like, in my mind, that would be me. I'd be like, my knee really, really hurts. I've signed up for this. I'm going to finish it.
Yeah, I'm going to send it.
It's just like,
send myself to hospital.
I was like, oh my God, that dude. And every time he like came past, because I was like there, and I was just like, oh no. Oh my God, I couldn't look.
Should have given the
like some guy like got carried off by the paramedics, like limping along on the first event. There was some woman at the end was being tended to by like a medic. Like, I was like, man, like, I know like accidents happen, and everybody wants to do their best, and nobody wants to let anybody down. And, you know, you want to say you put in the best effort that you can, but that's just not worth it.
It's a fine line, isn't it? That's the problem. And when you are competitive and the old cables touch, that's the problem. But if you can recognize that the cables touch, then you're in quite a good place, aren't you? Because you can wait until you're fit and do it then. The problem is if you can't, and you get basically like not bullied into it, but like talked into it, to save face, and then you could put yourself out of training for another 6 months or something, can you? That's the problem. To not let somebody down, it's better off just to not go.
Yeah.
If you can, your pride will take it, is the thing, isn't it?
It does make me want to do one. Like, I do want to like do a competition, because it, like, watching it was a lot of fun, and then obviously like you get that, doing it, probably. Yeah, you get that buzz and you get that like sense of achievement, don't you, when you're doing stuff like that. It's cool to do a competition, but it doesn't make sense to go and hurt yourself. If you're already hurt, it makes no sense to go and do a competition where you're going to potentially hurt yourself more or not do your best. You know, it's different if it's a niggly thing, or
I don't know, something you can work around. But when it's a knee, you know what I mean? You've got like a broken finger or something like that, all right, work it out. But with a messed up knee, you need your knees.
Finger that you smash with a kettlebell.
Well, yeah, that if you just had that, you could do it, couldn't
you? Yeah, it still hurts. Still got a lump in it.
Messed up knee.
No, yeah, so that was really cool. And that's actually like the first like functional fitness competition that I've attended as a spectator, and it was really cool. We had loads of people, loads of support come down, and there was like 70 odd teams. But I think it's one of those things that you wouldn't go there unless you knew someone that was competing in it. Like there wasn't that many people there. There was enough people for it to be a good atmosphere, and they had like a DJ and some, like they had a food stall and a little coffee van and a little pizza truck and ice cream van and stuff turned up. But it's not like something like you go, oh, if you're not into it, you probably you would have to be part of a gym that had a team competing. That's probably like the people that went there. I don't think there was just pure spectators there.
I think it's interesting that, isn't it? Because you think that CrossFit as a sport has really taken off, but it's still really quite niche, isn't it? Because you don't have a following like a football team has a following, or like a town is going to support a gym or anything like that yet, do you? Or like the Olympics, for example, is all a bunch of different sports that maybe you don't, you're not really that familiar with the sport, or you don't play the sport or whatever, but you'll still watch. But there's not that level of association, is there, yet, with athletes or teams or anything that you would go and watch your guys at the CrossFit Games, even though it's like this real,
and you think
fast-growing sport,
and you think it's more widely known because you know about it and you look at it and that it's like talking to some of the people at the box. They're like, oh, that's so and so from so and so place, and oh, this is thingy from there. And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck these people are. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, so you could say that's Jimmy Joe from Jimmy Joe's gym. Like, it's a big deal. And I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Jimmy Joe Street.
Yeah, I don't know who these people are. But yeah, like but to them, they're more in it because they know more of the people and they're like trained at these other places. So they're like, oh, that's so and so from there. And I'm like, oh man.
You don't get that sort of thing in, maybe you do. I just think, do you get that sort of thing in football? But I never really played football. I guess they do know who the good players are. I don't know, even if you're on like league level, just thinking of comparing it to other sports or MMA or something like that, then you have that, don't you? Like they know who the guys are from the gyms and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of comparable, isn't it? But yeah, it's interesting that because you see it all the time, don't you, on your social media or whatever you're looking at on the internet, is popping up and adverts for this and that. You think it's really exploded. But like I was saying the other day when I got on the ground in the UK, and I was like, oh, it's like, depending on where you go, you see like concentrations of people who look like they train and stuff like that. And I was looking around this queue like, I was expecting to see more people that look like they train, because I thought this had exploded in like the 2 years that I'd been away. But everyone just still looked kind of normal.
No, there was a lot of lumps at the Suffolk Games yesterday. There's a lot of lumps walking around. I was like, man, these
must be some serious teams there if Luke come 9th.
Yeah.
Some bad boys. Well, how close was it at the top?
I don't know. I didn't really keep an eye on the leaderboard. I was just sort of in it for the fist bumps.
Top 10's pretty cool.
Yeah. And they had, I mean, the amount of food being consumed was insane. There was a lot of Haribo going around.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
What food truck do they have? That's important.
They had a place, a little tent called I want to say Warks Kitchen, WARKS Kitchen. And they had things, they had these really good protein balls. And I was asking this woman, like, is this low sugar? Like, these protein balls are, because they were like, I don't know, size of a
house,
like a lacrosse ball size, like not big as a tennis ball, but like a good size.
Bigger than a squash ball, smaller than a tennis ball.
Yeah, in between those two. And they had like white chocolate and strawberry ones, caramel ones, peanut butter ones, and they were like a quid each or something like that. And I was like, and I wanted some because they looked good and everyone was raving about them. So I was like, right, I'm going to get some. And I said, oh, are these low sugar? And she said, well, I know that there's 4 grams of fat like per ball. And I was like, that doesn't mean anything to me. I'm all in on the fat. Just give me all the fat. It could be 100 grams of fat. It could be 100% fat. I mean, what's the sugar content? And she said, well, I make it with a low sugar protein spread. And I was like, that's not really helping me because I don't know what else you put in there. But she seemed legit, and she looked like she was in good shape. So I thought, well, if she's making them for people at a competition, which is all about fitness, and she's saying it's low sugar spread, that's pretty good. And she showed me the whey protein that she uses in them and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, cool. I had some of that, and then I had some chicken pesto pasta as well. And she had like chickpea and mozzarella, or chickpea and feta, or something like that. But it was like there's some good food there. They also had this wood-fired pizza truck, which people were noshing into, but I wasn't too game on the pizza truck. The coffee van did not stop all day. Dude was flat out all day, but
I bet
dude was slow. There was 5 people ahead of me in the queue when I went to get a coffee, and I was in that queue for 25 minutes.
Wow. Why so slow?
But I wanted a coffee. So he had this espresso machine. So his machine was like a gas burning one with like a manual pressure pump, and it had 2 porter heads on it. And porter heads, is that the right word?
I don't know, dude. It's all just
anyway, two things that you make the espresso out of. I lost the plot. I'm tired, man. And it's the same machine that the guy at Florenco's near Mum's had, and he said that he couldn't keep up. Like it couldn't make hot water quick enough, so he had to upgrade for the demand. And this guy had that machine, so I think it was just quite slow
machine.
But he was there from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. and he literally didn't stop like the whole day. When I was leaving, I saw him like bagging up, and I said, "Have you had your break yet?" And he went, "This is it." But yeah, he must have cleaned up.
7 a.m. till, well, you say that, but 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. and he's only doing 5. He's doing a coffee every 5 minutes, so that's 12 an hour. Times 12 is 144 coffees.
Yeah,
it's not a lot of coffee in a day, is it?
Maths isn't that
144 coffees times.
He might have got faster.
£2.50.
He might have had a particularly
made like 300 quid, didn't he?
stressful 25 minutes when I was there.
Well, if the machine's slow, then
yeah,
kind of in trouble, aren't you? I'd have cracked the old kettle on and got the Nescafe out.
Yeah,
here you go, boys.
Not even the Nescafe. You would have got the Al Cafe from Lidl.
The special, the Al Cafe special.
But they could have done. They could have done with another like coffee van. But there's all cool. It was called Good Vibes Coffee, and it was an old. It was like an old work van. See if I can find it, because I'm not very good with vans. Van makes some models, even though all I see now is transporters.
Right now. Yeah, transporters all around.
But it was a cool setup. It had like the wood paneling in it, and the coffee was good. It's like from Honduras. And everyone said, "Did you go to Honduras to get that?" I was like,
no, obviously not. You go to Honduras to get that.
See if I can find that sort of.
It looks like an old. I want to say an old Ford Transit, but the front isn't right.
It is a Peugeot
Transport. Oh, okay. Maybe. No, bad boy.
That's
pretty cool. Yeah,
like that.
That's cool. That slow coffee machine. That's no good, is it?
That's it. So
if you wait 25 minutes, man, that's not.
And then I went back to Barista Boy, where we went up on the seafront, and I was talking to him about it. I said, "Oh, mate, we could have done with you. Could have done with you yesterday at the Suffolk Games." And he went, So I think his partner or wife goes to CrossFit Great Yarmouth, so we started chatting a little bit about that.
Okay.
And I said, "Yeah, this dude like good coffee, but the dude was slow, so we could have done with you." And he said, "Yeah, this machine apparently can do." Did he say like 400? Something like he said like 400 coffees an hour or something like that. Like the machine is capable of doing 400 coffees an hour. And I said, "So that's just you have got to keep up with it then?" He said, "Yeah, it's like I can go all
400
day.
coffees an hour."
That's what he said. I mean, he definitely said the words 400. Maybe he said 400 a day, but it seemed like a lot. He said he said there was, he would have had no problems.
Wow.
I think I might have been able to have turned it around with my Sage Barista Express a bit quicker than that.
Yeah, a bit quicker than that,
coffee, dude. Yeah,
I'm
just have to
gonna
keep
lower
topping up the
slow.
water tank at the back. Yeah, but that was cool. But they did really well. That was a cool atmosphere, and I enjoyed it.
Super cool.
And next
Sounds
weekend is the European Championships in Colchester.
I'm not sure about the 400 an hour, dude.
No, he's
It's
done the
like
maths.
6 a minute.
Yeah, probably not. Maybe it's 400 a day.
Still a lot of coffee.
Listen, do not let facts get in the way of a good story. Okay?
Good story. And so it's tech this week.
It's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah.
Are you going to that bad boy?
I am going to go. Yeah, I'm not going to go for the whole thing. I'm going to go for a day, hopefully.
That's a big one, though, isn't it? That's like
That's a proper one.
monster indoor one, no? With the
That's
mega
proper,
rigs and everything. That's a CrossFit one.
That is
no?
a proper functional
CrossFit
fitness
affiliated thing. It's
competition.
still functional fitness, isn't it?
I don't unless
Hashtag
it's a CrossFit. Yeah, unless it is a CrossFit like competition, I don't think they can call it CrossFit. I think they have to like pay a lot of money to just be able to call it CrossFit.
Yes, that is probably true.
Because it's a brand, isn't it?
Everyone knows what it is now.
Yeah.
It is a brand. So maybe if you're affiliated, maybe if your gym was affiliated, then you can call it. Oh, there's something weird about it though, isn't there? Yeah, I can't remember what it is now. But I was reading like the level 1 book and it explains about you can call it.
It's like a pyramid scheme crossed with a crossed with the mafia, crossed with racketeering, crossed with the Globo Gym.
Some tomfoolery.
Yeah, I think there's
actually pretty cool when a type of exercise is called your brand name, isn't it? It's like a Hoover.
Yeah.
A vacuum cleaner being called a Hoover, isn't it? Or a brown carbonated beverage that tastes of sugar being called a Coke.
Coke, yeah.
You've won then, haven't you?
Got it.
You are the winner.
You got that moat, baby.
Yeah, it's the moat. Yeah. Well, yeah, their moat's a bit weird, isn't it now? I think their moat is shrinking.
Yeah.
I think. You don't need it to be CrossFit anymore, do you?
No. So yeah, that's my topics. I'm coming into threes week, which is nice. So I'll see what the program's looking like. See if I can fit that all in. Back to work on Tuesday. I've had a week off. No wonder I'm tired. You're fucking tired. Jesus.
I'm tired, dude. Yeah. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Suppressed yawn.
Tomorrow I've got to try and do some sort of monster deadlift. I'm going to try.
I've got to get some sleep. I've got to sleep. I'm trying to get onto like the later class tomorrow because like I'm battered. I'm a bit battered.
I've got an idea for my deadlift tomorrow, but I think I might have overcooked it in my mind already.
Yeah. My deadlift
160 for 6.
Yeah, I got 158 for 8. So
oh god. So I need to do 160 for 8 then. I'm just not capable of that at the moment, is the problem. I do not have the strength to be giving you a nudge there right now.
No.
So that 140 for 6 that I pulled in the week was a little bit grungy. But I didn't have a belt on. And that makes a big difference for me.
Yeah.
When I put the belt on, then all of a sudden I'm like, beep, 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 beep. So
yeah, me too.
I've got my warm-ups planned. So we'll see. We get into full send mode.
When are you doing it? In the first thing tomorrow morning?
I haven't got any breakfast either. Got no food.
What?
I have to make something.
Get a fucking can of Monster on and go. Slam.
Really? I've got a little bit of sneaky, like turn into a hard block of pre-workout that I can crumble. It looks like an oxo cube. I could crumble into some water.
Should have taken my almond butter brick back with you. My bucket of almond butter cement.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So yeah. So we'll keep chipping away at that. I'm pretty happy with that. No, that's good. And the next one is another hypertrophy one, like I said. And actually the strength one is in reverse. Like the hypertrophy ones ramp up in volume. Mm-hmm. And then the strength one starts ramp up in volume. Yeah, ramp up in volume, but I've come down from the first 2. And then this strength block I'm going into starts at the lowest of the end of all the hypertrophy blocks and then goes down. And then the peaking one goes like up to and then goes down. So I'm like, I'm still 3 months away. It looks like it's not very long in that app, but it's still like 3 months away from being finished. So.
Yeah. No, and then it'll be Christmas.
Yeah, we'll see if we can make it through Christmas this time. That would be good. Get through that. I'm feeling all right. We might
Finish
be
it
on
up.
target for how far am I for my birthday? Still 6 weeks, isn't it? Basically the 1st of September now, isn't it? 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more. How many weeks in September? I don't know.
7 and a bit, I reckon. 7 to 8, somewhere around that.
I'll be in the strength block. I might be all right with the bench. I was thinking I would like to get ticked off like my strongest evers for my birthday, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. So the 90 for 8 is worth a few. The 90 for 8 is worth a few. That's worth about 120, something like that on the bench.
Yeah.
The squat's going to be a problem though, probably as well, and the deadlift. So let's see. I'll just keep chipping away at it.
Yeah, maybe make it for your 41st.
Or the end of the year.
Yeah.
I think it's just a little bit too compressed.
New Year's
considering
Eve,
the hip.
1 rep max party.
Good work. Yeah, I'll have to make a note for New Year's Eve in October. I was thinking because I could come back for my birthday and then we could do it in the garage or in the box. And then at least I won't splat myself on my own.
It's true, you just splat yourself with someone else.
Yeah. Well, at least you can de-splat me.
Yeah. I'll try and pick the barbell.
Maybe. Well, you can't actually. You can't spot me in your rack, can you?
No,
I'd de-splat me on the squat.
I'd pull it out.
It
won't take long.
You got a little nudge out.
Yeah, take the weights off. Shifty.
That would be a 127.5 bench.
Or just move the bench forward.
Yeah.
Because I only do it in there
also
because
true.
of the catch bars.
Yeah, with the catch bars.
I just you can
put it on the
wiggle
front,
the bench forward, put it on the front.
I think it'd be like a 127.5 bench, 205 by 3 deadlift. So anything over that would be, so if it's a 207.5 deadlift, that's quite a lot of deadlift, isn't it? And then a 170. I've got a funny feeling my squat was like 172 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Get it.
It's not anything extraordinary though anymore, is it? That bench is probably the weirdest one, to be honest. At that sort of weight.
Yeah.
Deadlift and squat, not so much.
Well, all the very best of luck with that.
Yeah.
In the morning.
We'll see what we get tomorrow.
So you can eat some dust before you start. Get that dust power.
Dust sandwich.
You could eat some of that lemon CBD balm.
Nearly finished that already.
Have you?
Put the whole lot on my neck.
Slathered a whole fucking tub on.
I had that on my neck, man. I was like, oh, lemony.
Yeah, man. It's the lemons. Those lemons. Oh, baby, those lemons. They'll get you.
I've got skinned on my neck from those stupid high bar squats.
Yeesh.
It's all skinned up.
Ouch.
It's all right.
Cool.
It's all right.
Right, dude. I think I'm going to wrap this one up because I am done.
Cool.
Bushwhacked. Let's get some sleep.
All right.
We talk about sleep enough. We should actually get some.
Yeah, we should actually get some. I'm going to get some tonight as well.
Get some.
Let's see how we go tomorrow.
Cool.
Well, I videoed my stuff today. I'll video my stuff tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've got to do 168 and to keep up with you. Oh my God. It's where it all starts to go wrong.
Yeah.
It's when the wheels start to fall off.
Yeah.
We'll see how that
157 for 9.
Yeah, like I said, 160 for 8. Oh, 157 for 9.
Well, I did 158 for 8.
Okay. So 160 for 8 then. I'm not doing 9. 8. 8's enough.
Doing 9.
See, if I can get 6, that'd be awesome. I'm going to see how I go on the way up to it.
Yeah.
I think that even if I could get 150 for something, 150 for 8 or something like that would be all right, actually. That'll nudge me into the 180. Because what I based it off was that last time I did a proper deadlift, I pulled 180 or 182, something like that, but it was horrible. It was horrific. So then I put my max at 170. So I've been working off a 170 max. So that's why it seems a bit of a jump to go to 160.
Yeah.
So what I should actually do is just be patient. But I'm not very patient. But I'll try. Try and not touch the cables together.
Ultimate. Where am I going to go? I'm going to go this way. Should see if we can touch the cables together. Can you get onto that side of the
No,
screen?
you have to go the other way, though.
No, this is
I
right.
can-
No. You do the other hand, dude. We had this
Okay.
before, didn't we?
Yeah, but
Ready?
because on my screen, we're both pointing.
Yeah, it works the other way. We had this with the "I'm with stupid" thing. That's so funny. That's awesome.
Stupid.
Cool. Right, I've got to go, mate.
All right.
I'm gonna
Yep.
fucking
No
pass
worries.
out.
Speak to you later. Fall
Yeah, I do.
asleep. Bye.
Bye. Wait.